Hola! It's Joe and Mikyla. Welcome back to our podcast, The Good, the Bad. Um,
Yay!
Today we're gonna jump into our 21st episode, and today we're gonna talk about balling on a budget.
Yes, sir.
So we'll go in with our three things. Mikyla?
All right. So this week has been kind of frantic for me, but I have found three things that I've been loving. So the first one is I bought this mushroom crystal. It's like a little crystal shaped as a mushroom and it's all pretty. And honestly, it's made me so happy. I get good vibes from it. It definitely has brought some positivity into my week. The next thing, which I'm drinking right now, is a matcha with oat milk. I feel like, oh, actually, I have almond milk. I don't want to be a fraud, but I feel like oat milk makes the matcha so much better. I don't know. Something about it just tastes it. Matcha and oat milk has to go together in my brain. So,
I love matcha.
yes. So yummy, so tasty. And then third one is food. It's some bagels. So I've been on my like little bagels and cream cheese era this week. Well, yeah,
It's
we
really
have
easy to
been.
make.
Yeah, it's like a good little snack, breakfast. I don't know. Tastes good, but I probably am exiting my bagel era. I feel like I only get it in like little random weeks. Like I'm like, oh, I want a bagel this week. Okay, next week, no, bagels are disgusting. And then next week I'm like, sounds kind of good.
That's me with eggs. Like sometimes I love it and sometimes I hate it.
Yeah, like when the texture something gets too like eggy.
Yeah, and time of day. Like if I will just woke up, I cannot like stomach like a scrambled egg. Like ugh, I
I
can't. But
feel
like
that.
later in the day, I could like for a brunch or something.
I do love eggs. They're yummy. Yeah, what about you? So your three things that you've been
My
loving.
three things. So the first one is soccer. I've been playing soccer like just with myself or with my boyfriend, and like it's been really fun. It's like we're getting our cardio in. Um, it's fun because like we get to practice like our passes, our touches, and our kicks and stuff like that. It's really fun. I feel
Yeah.
like that's like my new like favorite cardio and Just Dance. I love that too. The second thing is graphic art pattern prints, like random like weird stuff. Like it could be like apples in different colors in like aligned like diagonally just across a print. I don't know. I think it's
Cute.
cute. And then the third thing is an anime I've been watching, which is like my fave at the moment. It's called Buddy Daddies, and it's about these two hitmen who accidentally kill this girl's dad. But that dad also held a gun to her head, so like they saved her, and then they basically adopted her, and like it's really cute to see. I
So
don't know.
cute.
It's a interesting story. But yeah, let's get into it. Balling on a
Yay.
budget. So, let's talk about the topics.
Yeah. Um, we definitely have some ideas, tips, and everything else like that to share with you guys. So I'd say kind of the first one that I know I wanted to talk about was utilizing resources that you already pay for. So for an example, and I think Joe and I were just talking about this actually. So in my apartment complex, we have a gym, there's like a study room, there's a pool and like chairs to sit out by, and a pool table and like an entertainment area where you can like sit on these couches like in the like main lounge room. And I feel like I am already paying for these amenities included kind of in my rent, and I get those things technically for free. So like if I need to go to the gym, I shouldn't pay for a gym membership because I have my apartment for free and also on base for free as well. So it's I don't know why I'm like in my head I want to go to like the certain gym, but I don't want to have to pay the membership, so I should just utilize what I already have. Same with like study room. I feel like that's something that I definitely want to utilize more instead of having that feeling where I need to go to a cafe when I have a study room literally right in my building. So that is
Yeah.
definitely something I wanted to touch on. Just use what you already pay for and take advantage of it, right?
Yeah, I really like that you said that because I feel like I use that example a lot. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I really want like a sugary coffee right now. like with like milk and like honey and
Yum.
like caramel drizzled and like just these toffee nuts in there. Like I'm just like, oh, I craving that, like, like a coffee
Yeah.
or a latte or something. And I want to like romanticize like going to a coffee shop, sitting down, doing schoolwork, like just being in my own little world. But then I'm like, bro, I can't afford to like do that every single time. So like I'll be like, you know what, I'll just do it myself, like DIY. And then like I'll make myself a latte at home, and then like I'll sit like right by the wall in our kitchen, and like I don't know, like, or dining room, my bad, and just pretend
I
that
love
I'm out
that.
out by myself.
That's a good idea, honestly. Like, yeah, kind of going back to like using what you have. Like, if you have a coffee maker at home and already K cups or like coffee grounds, whatever, however you make your coffee, tea, latte, whatever it may be, yeah, just use it at home every now and again. Treat yourself, right? But don't always feel the need that you need to go out and buy one because that shit adds up so fast.
Yeah. Um yeah, I feel like at times, I don't know if a lot of people have like Publix, like sometimes it's only in a certain part of the like country, but I personally love their like buy one get one free deals. Like they have really good deals if you just look out for them.
Oh, yeah.
And I got these like nut pods. They're basically like almond creamers for your like coffee or matcha or whatever, like your teas. And I love them so much. There's zero sugar. And like I got such a good deal on it. So like I feel
Nice.
like if you're looking for like a healthy alternative too, like if you're like a shopper like me and you ran out of some creamer and you want to try some new one, that one's really good. It's good for you too. So
Good to know. And that kind of leads me into the next topic, anyways, that I know I wanted to touch on. So, the cost of living, as we all know, is fucking expensive nowadays. And groceries are outrageous. Like, I went to the store the other day and I'm like, oh, this is going to be like $70, right? And it was like 120. I'm like, yeah.
Oh my god.
And it's just so crazy how it's gotten expensive. So I think making drinks at home, looking out for those buy one get one deals, like be a little
Yeah.
frugal with things. Unless like you can afford it or you feel the need, like you want to pay for higher end groceries or stuff like that, because it's all personal preference. But if you're looking to save money, definitely recommend. It doesn't even have to be like you have to go to this crazy little market off the side of the road that's sketchy because it's cheap groceries. Just look for those deals, coupons, whatever it may be, and plan out your meals ahead of time. And also eat before you go to the grocery store because,
So smart.
yeah, you'll buy extra stuff.
Don't overcompensate it by your hunger. Because
Literally.
I've definitely done that, especially like going out to eat like fast food. I'm like, oh my god, I'm starving. And then like, especially like at Panda, like I was like, no, I just need to get a plate. And I'm like, no, I'm really hungry. I need a bigger plate. And I'm like, no, I didn't even finish this. I just like wasted it.
Well,
So,
here's a little hack for you guys as an ex Panda employee. So, every time you go to Panda, on the back of the receipt is this little survey. And if you fill it out and have a code, you can order a bigger plate and get that extra like side box for free because you filled out the survey. And you can do that every time. It's not like you only get it once a month or something. It's on the back of every receipt. So, you pay for a plate, but you get a bigger plate portion, and then you can save half of that for a meal later. Boom.
oh my goodness, this is perfect. I did not know that.
Yes.
You're just
Highly
now telling
recommend.
me this? You're just now telling me this?
Or another thing too, it's a kids meal. It's honestly really good bang for your buck because you get a drink, a side, and an entree. It's smaller portions, but honestly, it is pretty comparable to a bowl, but it's cheaper and you also get a drink. So recommend a kids meal. Or if you are really hungry, get a bigger plate, split it in half, or just eat it all, the bigger plate. If you're feeling hungry and you're like, oh, this is all looking tasty, I recommend.
Absolutely. Also, I think we got like a few like weightlifting people who listen. Uh Protein. So I know buying a lot of like high protein foods is very expensive.
For
Like
sure.
it's honestly it's kind of like a pricey um lifestyle, especially if like you have to consume like 160 grams of protein. Like, smaller people, like me for instance, for me to like gain muscle, I only need like 65 to 100 grams of protein. So I can definitely eat that. It's not as difficult as eating like 160 grams of grams of protein.
Yeah,
But like it first of all, it's very hard to consume that much throughout the day. Like you just probably want to throw up the entire time. And
literally.
second, protein is expensive. Like all those protein powders, like first of all, there's too many calories in it for its protein, so it's not even a good protein diet. And all the like, oh, this has 20 grams of protein and it only has 100 grams of or 100 calories, but it's also like $30.
Literally.
Like there's just I would suggest doing research and meal planning. So like think of it as like a Sam's Club or a Costco. Like you're kind of like making everything in bulk, and then that way like you're saving a lot of money. And then if you're trying to get those grams of protein in, just find snacks that are, like you got to snack throughout the day anyways if
For
you're
sure.
working out. So grab snacks that have protein in it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And like it is expensive. For example, the protein powder that we buy the Ghost vegan protein powder and that shit is like $50. But we like it because of like the ingredients in. I also really like Ghost like their brand, and I feel like it is worth it, but you definitely have to like find out something that works for you and you like
Yeah.
it and it's good bang for your buck and you get the protein you need, because that is true. Like for a lot of people out there who just want to meet their protein like levels or working out and need to consistently be consuming a lot of protein and whatever. Yeah, I think just being mindful of your grocery list and meal planning and trying to like figure out the cost per meal, right? So like if you're doing a
Yeah.
chicken rice bowl, it should be like a certain amount for each meal, and like weighing it out and all that stuff is important. But yeah, that's a good little tip.
Yeah, and I think we could dive into like makeup as well for like people like who love beauty and cosmetics.
Yes.
Um, I would say like my beauty collection or makeup collection, if you will, is like 90%, yeah, 90% drugstore and like 10% like higher end stuff. I
Yeah.
don't really like to buy higher end stuff because I know the drugstore is just as good or if not better
Oh
with
yeah.
especially with the money. So kind of like we have said this in the past or mostly Mikyla has said it, but like blush, it does the same thing. And we like a lot of them are in the same color and like there's no reason you need to buy in like three different packaging styles or
Hmm.
like it just doesn't make sense and it's probably going to expire because you can't use all that blush unless like you
Exactly.
wear makeup every single day. um but like I do think like maybe trying out new makeup that so you can like learn, oh, what do you like, and then once you know like you like something, just repurchase that. And like it's fine to like dip outside of your comfort zone from what you do have and try out new like upcoming makeup products.
Yeah.
um but like I would do the research because you have TikTok, you have YouTube, you have Pinterest, and you can just look up, oh, is this worth buying? Like like the new telescopic mascara that came out, and then Mikyla, that whole scandal. But everybody like it was so hyped up and people were buying it. Like I remember when that was going on and I went to Walmart and I was looking at L'Oreal. I think I was looking for like a maybe I was looking for a mascara and I was like, oh, where's the new telescopic? I wonder if it's sold out. And guys, it was all sold out. Like it was completely empty. And I was like, ah,
Damn.
man, let me see if it's actually good without like the whole like faking it with the falsies. And people were saying it was like complete shit. So like that's how influential like these apps are doing, you guys.
It's true.
So I feel like if you like want to try a product but you don't want to like spend your money and waste it and find out you don't like it, is just to do the research. And I know like there's like so many different types of people who do like these what do you call it, like product tryouts,
Oh yeah.
in different
'Cause
skin textures,
exactly.
complexions, and so like you have a wide variety of references to go by. Like, oh, like recently I saw this TikTok about the elf HD powder and sheer, or they
Yeah.
like the luminescent one. I didn't really want to get that because like I'm not like a full glam girly. I'm more like I just want to blur my pores kind of girl. Like a more natural, because all I do is go to school and work. There's no reason for me to be like glistening in glitter. I don't feel like that's my style. But like it is so awesome. But before I bought it, I was like, let me research it. Let me see if it's true. And honestly, I think that is the best powder I've ever used. Like I love the Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder,
Yeah.
but that makes my under eye so like cakey, and like
Ooh,
you could
yeah.
see my under, like my eye, like it creases
Creases.
really bad.
Yeah.
Like really bad. So
Well, good to
here's a
know.
tip.
I think that's very true. Like overconsumption is insane, and there's a lot of these influencers and who are promoting products, and I get it because like that's their job, and like we kind of do the same, right? Like I like to share my knowledge on things that I've been using. Um, what do you call it? Yeah, so like not having too many blushes. Like there's no need to have a blush in all shades unless like you're a makeup artist or something like that and it's part of your job. But for me, I definitely have realize how much like face products that I have, and I don't like to use a lot of like heavy foundation. I'm like, why did I buy this again? Because it was promoted and I fell into it. And another thing is like I'm glad there's a wide variety of creators out there who are showing their knowledge of products, because a lot of times I'll see, and I don't mean this in like any way, like in any rude way, but there's like normally this white female who's promoting this product, and then I go to try it on me and it doesn't do the same effect as an Asian woman.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, I need to find people who have similar skin types, similar facial structures, or something to like eye shape mostly to accommodate for me, because I feel like I'm influenced by other people who don't look like me. And I like to see more representation because it's always nice to see,
Absolutely.
yeah, like somebody who looks like you promote an eye product. Because for me, it was mascara, right? I have
Yeah.
lashes that go straight down, and a lot of people's curl up naturally, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard to find mascaras and stuff to hold, so I like to ask people, or talk about it, or watch influencers if they have the same structure with their eyelashes, if that makes sense. So yeah,
I
try to
have
do your
a
research.
I have a product that will absolutely work for you because it works for me, and I have straight lashes too. So you curl your lashes, and you need to get the Maybelline uh, Curl Bounce or Bounce Curl, one of those, and get the waterproof one. They also
Okay.
have it in black and brown, so whatever like your preference is. It holds your curls and it like lengthens it. I don't like, people are saying like, oh, it doesn't really lengthen, but it does keep your curl up. For me,
Mm,
like I don't know if maybe my eyelashes are long and I just don't realize it,
yeah.
but it looks so good and I think you'll like it a lot. It's like a drier formula, so it's not like heavy, so it's not gonna
Nice.
weigh down your lashes.
Good to know. Yeah, maybe I will look into that. I appreciate it because right now I don't wear any mascara just because I find it annoying because it'll smudge. I do like the Ilia one for like a light
Oh
thing,
yeah.
but I am willing to try that because like, see, exactly just how we communicated right there, right? You have the same problem as me. You shared a product that could work. I'm going to go research it and then possibly buy it after researching and like having this issue. And it's like I don't already have one that works for me, so that is a good thing. But when I'm like, oh, what blush do you like? I already have like 17 no, not really. I have like a good amount of blushes and I don't need any more. So I'm like, my
I'm
mascara.
guilty as well. I think we're all guilty and we know
Yes,
better than that, but we're all going through the same stuff.
exactly. And that's okay.
Um, hmm.
Let me see. Sorry, I don't mean to say all the time.
It's
Another
okay.
point that I wanted to make before we wrap up this episode is like date ideas. I feel like being in a relationship can get freaking expensive because you have all these holidays to celebrate, their birthdays, going out on dates, going out to get food. So that can add up pretty quickly. And while I do believe, yes, it is nice to have things paid for, I also am one person to heavily split the bill or ensure that I'm paying my portion or whatnot. So some date ideas for you guys that could save you guys both money, what are you for you and your partner, is baking brownies or cakes at home because you can find like brownie mixes for pretty cheap, I feel like. So that could be a fun thing to do together. You get to cook and you can do it at home and you get a tasty little dessert out of it.
Cute.
Yes.
Very cute.
Another thing I had was like walking at the park. I feel like getting in your exercise or even going to the gym can be really nice when you have a partner to do it with, whether it be a friend or romantic partner, whatever, whoever it may be. It's always nice to have somebody to be there and push you and also gives you time to hang out and do something. So, recommend that. And the last thing, or sorry, two more things, is board games or card games. I feel like a lot of people do like to play card games and I love it. Like puzzles, stuff like that. It keeps your mind active. It also gives you people to play with or talk with and also something to do for cheap. So
Yeah.
definitely recommend that. And the last thing, sorry, I feel like I'm rambling, but the last thing is like museums. There's a lot of museums that make it very easy for like access for like fees and everything. So you can find museums that either have free days or really cheap admissions or discounts and stuff like that. So I recommend looking into your local art museums, history museums, whatever it may be, and trying to find and plan like a little date idea while balling on a budget.
Oh, that was a nice addition.
Yes.
Um, you pretty much covered it. What's your guys' favorite card game? Mine is Egyptian Rat Slap. I love it
I
so
don't think I've
much.
ever heard or played that before.
But I don't have friends to play with.
Let's play it virtually.
Like it's I don't know how to explain it really. You just gotta play it. But it's just a nostalgic game for me because in high school we'd play it on the school bus while going to like tournaments or
Oh
like
yeah,
meets, matches, whatever. All of the above.
sounds fun.
And it would
Yeah,
get like
heated.
intense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel. Anything else you want to add, Joe?
I know I said this in my three things, but another date idea is like playing like a sport with
Oh yeah,
like a
yeah.
friend or significant other. Like I said, I play soccer a lot with my boyfriend, and it's really fun because, like, first of all, like you're getting in your exercise, so your endorphins are up, and you're just overall in a good mood. And because you're like running around kicking a ball, into a net, it makes your legs really strong too.
True.
So something like if you're interested in, I really enjoy it.
That's
Yeah.
a really good idea. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do to save money. So good luck to all of you baddies out there who are looking to save some money or need help or financial advice. Definitely always here for you guys because it's hard. Money is, I don't know, it makes the world go round, but it's getting expensive to live nowadays.
Yeah. I just had to pay a $1,200 fee for my car to be fixed.
Ooh. Oh,
And yeah, we all are struggling somehow one way
oh
or
yeah.
another. Eventually, maybe never. I don't know. Good for you.
Bro.
But yeah, it's a part of life. It's a part of growing up.
True.
And you just got to learn. It's not the end of the world.
Exactly. Everything will work itself out if you plan accordingly and are prepared. And even if you're not prepared, it'll work out.
And I know that could be a little insensitive, like, oh, it's easier said than done.
Hmm.
But honestly, I feel like you have to keep that mentality to like be able to make it through. Like, oh,
True.
it's not the end
Exactly.
of the world. Because if you just be like, oh my gosh, this is the end of the world, like you're gonna actually believe that and you're not gonna do anything about it. And you don't need to have that attitude.
Yep.
I'm gonna call you out.
Hold you accountable.
Exactly.
But yes. All right.
Alrighty. Jinx.
Well, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I think we'll definitely do more financial advice or like budget ideas in the future. We hope you enjoyed this episode and have a lovely rest of your week.
Bye bye.
Bye.